What's up, everybody? This is your boy King Hussle, and yes, this is my new YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell, so whenever I drop new sauce, new lessons, new methods, new music videos, and giveaways, you'll be the first one to be notified, and you'll be the first one to know what's going on. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell, and let's keep it pushing. Shout out to all my real Hussle Nation Empire fans. I see y'all, because y'all still watching. Shout out to all the haters, because I see y'all, because y'all still watching. So let's get this popping. Before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only. I'm not telling anybody to go do anything. So today we got hacker stories. And today I'm going to just tap in on a story where a lot of people really don't understand how keeping to yourself and noticing certain signs and knowing what people to show what you're doing and how much you're getting can really mess up what you got going on. So today's story is going to be about my little buddy named Jay. We're just going to call him Jay because I don't want his business told out there, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, my little buddy Jay, he was real young, you know what I mean? I could say he started at about 17, turning 18-ish. And he started early, you know? Like a lot of people wasn't really as hip as you. Like everybody want to leave school and get a job or sell drugs, and he actually was on the scamming shit. Like, you know, not scamming, but like he was swiping, busting checks, doing it all. He was just doing it all. So Jay was introduced at about 17, turning on 18. You know, doing little small stuff, like really learning the ropes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it took him about 6 months to really, 6 to almost 8 months to really start, because it wasn't a full year, but it was like 6 to 8 months to really start going out there and swiping on his own. Like, because when I teach shit, I teach you how to go straight for the source. Like, don't go on the dark web. Like, go get these skimmers, go get this and that, and then this is how you obtain your own information. Like, you know what I mean? Like, coming up with schemes and shit. So he had a lot of females, and this is why I always tell y'all, like, do a scheme. Like, if you go do the credit card shit, go hard or go home, because it's gonna be pointless you doing all this little shit and you go bust down and you gotta pay all this money back. So if you're gonna do something, go hard or go home. So boom, Jay was young and he had a lot of, you know, he was in the young crowd. He got a lot of females, a lot of female friends and shit, like a lot of young people who want to get some money. So he was good for it. So I told him how to really get the credit cards, you know what I'm saying? Like the CC's information and shit, the dumps and all that shit. I told him get the Bluetooth MSR, so and have somebody work third shift at one of these little fast food restaurants. So have one of these chicks work, you know what I'm saying? The cash register, the drive-through cash register, so when people come through and they paying with debit cards, you can easily be like, okay, you take their card, you shut the door, and you go over there, and you know what I'm saying, you do what you do, bada bing, bada boom. And when you got the Bluetooth, you can hook it up to your phone. You gotta have no cords and none of that shit. Just hit the little button on the MSR, bloop, the little blue light on pop on, boom, pop it on, go to your phone, click on it, boom, go to the app. Now you know what I'm saying. Now you swipe. Now you getting the card information. So whenever you swipe a card, all the information will go straight to your phone in a little file. Boom. Now you got the shit. So if you got 10 people working at 10 McDonald's, because that's the most common thing to stay open 24 hours, and got to drive through McDonald's. So you got 10 people working at different McDonald's, 10 whoever, and you just swipe, getting all these cards all day at third shift, because you got to think, when you work third shift, it's light. Like, you're not going to have too many people hounding over you, running back and forth. The traffic going to be light, so whoever the manager is gonna be mainly in the office all motherfucking day, all night and shit, just trying to finish paperwork and just, you know what I'm saying, get ready to close the restaurant. So just chill out. So you know what I'm saying, the lobby gonna be closed, so everybody's coming through the drive-through now. So you're not gonna have motherfuckers just over your back all day like that. So if you got this Bluetooth MSR in your pocket, and every time you got it hidden somewhere close, so it won't be noticed and shit. So, and every time you get a car, so let's say you that whole night, 50, let's say 50 cards. You get 50 cards. Boom, you get 50 CCs. You stacking your CCs now. So now, the next night, you get another 50. So let's just say average night you get 50, but you got 10. 10 people working at 10 different McDonald's. So that's really 500. Boom. It's a lot of CCs. See how you getting your own shit. So he was hip to this. He caught on that. He had some people working at McDonald's. He was getting CCs. He was doing what he doing. He was swiping. He was going to all the designer stores, getting fresh. He was loading his gift cards. You know what I'm saying? Loading 500 all these cards and shit. He was really up. I know for sure he had at least 400, 500 in cash, at least 200, 300, if not 350 in cards, just, you know what I'm saying, on hand. But he was young and he was real flashy. Like, he was always buying jewelry and cars and taking trips and flashing money and telling chicks how he got his money. Just want to be that guy. Everybody knew him. Everybody knew he was getting money. And if you knew, you knew. So I could say around, for sure, when he was around 21, he had at least 400 in cash, 200, 300 in just cards, just with 500 on all of them. Boom. Doing all this shit. He really running it up. He really going hard. He going state to state. You know what I'm saying? So every time he going state to state, he taking at least 2 females with him. They smoking on the road. They real hot. You know what I'm saying? They hot boy, hot girls. You know what I'm saying? So when you young, a lot of young people who do this shit, they don't really think about, like, all the steps. Like, if I'm going into this establishment, cover my face or have somebody else go out there, you know what I'm saying, work with people who not gonna tell you, because this shit is not a game. And then if you got all your shit in one spot because you feel like, oh, I'm not selling no drugs, so what they gonna come kicking these doors for? Don't nobody know where I stay, so I'm gonna have, so you just keep shitting all in one spot because that's where you lay your head at, and that's the most safest place you feel comfortable with it at. That's the most common thing. So it was at one of these bitches' house. So boom. Every trip he took his little girl and, you know, some different chicks and shit. All these states that he going to, he's not taking the precaution to think like, okay, I'm using these cards or whatever. Not to, like, you know what I'm saying, like, make it like obvious and shit. Like, he just going in there and regular schmegler. Not knowing his face is on camera and all these, he just going having shopping sprees with the bitches and all that shit. They loving it. They having a good time. They down for the time. You being, you know what I'm saying? They doing what they do. But their face is on camera too. So they're not their conspiracy, now they're tied into everything that's going on. So he must have hit 5 states. Let's just say 5 states. So the 5th state, now this is where everything just turns left like this. So the 5th state, I think he was in Atlanta, Georgia. He doing his shopping or whatever. He got like three fake IDs on him. One of the chicks got 2 fake IDs on her because that's his little chick, and then there's like another, her friend or some shit. So she ain't got no fake ID. She just there for the road, for the trip. She just to have fun. You know how it be, that you young, tell your chick to bring her friend, all y'all fucking. So they just having a good time. Living it up, real young. So boom. Living better than some of these adults out here. And that's crazy. So boom. But they living hot. They riding hot. They hitting the road in all the cars. They smoking in all the cars. They speeding. They doing all this goofy ass shit. So boom, they in Atlanta, Georgia. They shopping and shit, cool. The girl's been drinking since 5 o'clock. Since they got there and shit. The morning. Not in the afternoon, the morning. Because I talked to him. He told me like what really went down and shit, so I know. They've been drinking since 5 o'clock in the morning because apparently they was out all night. They started drinking. They went to the casino and started just taking shots and shit. Went upstairs, passed out, but when they got up, they was still drunk, and they started back drinking and smoking and shit. just under the, you know what I'm saying, just living life. They got all this money and all type of shit. All this money, all type. He said he probably had like 20,000 in cash and probably 30,000 in cards on him. And 3 IDs. So boom, back to what I'm saying. They leaving shopping, they got the bags, but they smoking in the car, they hot boxing, they got all this illegal shit on, they got all this clothes and shit. So boom. I guess when they left the parking lot and you know what I'm saying, they leaving and shit and getting on the highway, he said he was speeding, but he didn't really feel like he was speeding because he was just so the adrenaline, like he feeling good, like he got all this money, you know what I'm saying, he young, so it's dark, and he basically feel like everybody's speeding, but he going with the speed, so but he feel like he riding around, he flowing with the traffic. So boom, they driving and shit, they smoking, they hot boxing, drinking and shit. So he said he didn't see, they was so turned that he drove past the Atlanta police officer on the highway and he didn't see them. And he wasn't really paying attention to like his river and shit. So when he passed him, he said he probably was doing 80, no lie, 80, 85, probably 90 for sure. It was in his car that he brought, a little fast car. I'm not gonna put the car out there because I don't want to put too many details out there. Can't put too many details out there no more. But it was a fast car. He sped past, but he said he a little drunk too, so he not looking in his rearview mirror. He just focused on looking straight in the bitches and shit, and you know what I'm saying, trying to get to their destination. So he said when he drove past the police officer, he must have crept out and then hit his lights, but he hit his lights from a far distance. So he not literally paying, like looking at the lights and shit, like he see them, but he not really paying attention to them because they not right up to him, they not bright. So you know, when the police car, like, you know, music loud, he said that's one thing too, the music was fucking loud. So he can't hear no sirens, he not really paying attention to the rearview mirror and no shit. Like he's sitting up close to the driver, the steering wheel like this, because he's trying to focus. Like he a little drunk and shit. So he said the cop must have been behind him for at least 3-4 minutes before the motherfucker drove up on the side of it. He said the cop drove up on the side of him, and when he looked over, the car, they was hotboxing and shit, so the smoking and shit, when he looked over, it's like an out-of-body experience. Like, he was so shocked and scared and didn't know what, like, so much shit ran through his mind. It was like a movie effect. Like, he said, like, everything just paused. Everything sounded like he was under a tunnel. Everything was just like brr 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 brr. Like the music wouldn't even, like, it was just, everything was just blurry. Cause he was just so surprised that he seen this police officer on the side of him telling him to pull over. He knows he's smoking. He just thinking about the weed and shit. He probably like, oh, the weed and shit. Like, damn, we probably finna get a ticket. But as he like trying to let the air out the car, he like, damn, I got a gun in the trunk, I got these cards, and I got these fake IDs on me. I ain't pulling over. We can't pull over. They gonna have to catch me. Boom. So we do the dash. Boom. He said he was probably on the high speed for at least 15, 20 minutes because the car is so fast. And he couldn't really control it when he was hitting corners and shit. It was really hard for him to like really control it because he wasn't hitting the brake. It was hard. Because you know when you hitting the gas and you turning, you do a wide ass turn. But when you got a fast car and you hitting the brake like that, you fishtail. So you gonna spin out, lose control, all type of shit. So he said it was a lose-lose situation. Like, it was hard to hit them corners real bad. So he got him on the chase for like 15 minutes or some shit like that. He must have hit a corner too hard, hit a parked car, ricocheted off that, hit another parked car, ricocheted off that, then hit a pole. It's fake IDs in the car. He got 3 on them. She got 2 of them. It's so much smoking weed in the car. It's a gun in the car. All type of shit. They fucked up. They get arrested. So he tells me as they're getting arrested, the friend who's in the back, who was just there for the ride, just get to saying all the most, just telling everything like, ain't none of that mine, that's all his. I was just a passenger, I don't know what's going on. Just saying shit, just for no reason, just automatically just trying to plead her innocence. Because she young, and she ain't never been in this type of situation before. So she just automatically blaming everything on him. They get to the police after he got up to the hospital because he had a busted leg and they was all just fucked up and shit. Like, everybody had something wrong to him. So he handcuffed to the thing and shit. They getting statements and shit. They asking who gun is this. They spying the IDs and shit because he can't move. They was all fucked up. They all had to get into the ambulance. So the friend just telling it all. Like, I came down here with him. He took us shopping. He had all these cards. He was using these IDs. Bada bing, bada boom. He was doing this and that. Just telling. Because she don't want no problems. She ain't getting no money, really. She all she got was free meat and some clothes, really. No, really even no money like that. So, boom. He gets booked. It's probably like a month later. He gets booked into the county, and when he gets booked, they're telling him like, "Oh, you got a warrant out in Texas. You got a warrant out in Kentucky. You got a warrant out in here. Just all these places where you got all these warrants." And he thinking like, "Dog, all these places I got all these warrants for." He's just starting to remember all, like, everything is just starting to flash back in his head, like, every situation, like, he remembered all these states, because it was just always every time he went, it was just, like, something that always stuck out to him for him to remember those states. So when they tell him this, he thinking crazy, like, dog, that's crazy, because every time I went to these states, it was always something that stuck out for me to remember this state and what I did and all type of shit. So he vividly remembered everything that he did in all these states, and it's just coming back to him like, what the fuck? They're like, I should have did this, I should have did that. So now you got all these fraud cases open. The two chicks end up testifying on him. The feds end up, he was staying with her, and everything was at her house. And her address was current, so of course they finding all this fraudulent shit. They obtained a warrant to go, because she was locked up, you know what I'm saying, all that type of shit. So they obtained a warrant, they went to the house, went in there, and they found just all the scam tools. I'm talking all the money. They found they found weed, a couple pounds. They found all this shit, guns, because you know young niggas like guns for some reason. They found all these guns, so they took all his money. They took all his cards. They took everything from him. He went from the man to a nobody. Just like that. Got to pay all these restitution fees. He got identity theft charges. He got just so many federal fraud charges. It's ridiculous. Then he got the federal guns charge. He got the drugs charge. He got so many charges. And it's just off the way he was living, taking these females out of town with him everywhere, not knowing who people is you got around you, not being smart about where you put your money and shit like that, just being the way you move. Like, come on now, if you got all this illegal shit in your car, why even smoke in the car? Why not wait till you get to a settled place to sit down, so you ain't gotta be riding around just smoking and just making yourself hot? You don't got no license. It's already probable cause. You got all this illegal shit in the car. Like, why even put yourself in a position to lose? They end up sentencing that man to 37 years in prison at the age of 22. 37 years. See, that's why I always preach to people. That's why you never see me with nobody. You never see me working with nobody. You just see me and only me. Because everybody in this game who's been bust down has been bust down 9 times out of 10 because of somebody else. When you got too many people in your business, when you're trying to impress too many people, that will be your downfall. You ain't gotta be on Front Street all the time. Get your money, take care of your business, get out, invest, and then you go do what you want to do. Go be on Front Street, all that. Because then what they gonna say? You're not doing nothing illegal now. Stop putting yourself in these positions and lose. Everybody needs to win. It's time for everybody to win. We got too many people out here losing. So what can we do to start winning? And that's using our brain. Knowledge is power. Think smarter. If you're going out of town, put your seatbelt on. Wait to smoke. Or smoke a little blunt. Air that motherfucker out. Keep it pushing. You ain't got to be just throwing it back. Blunt to blunt to blunt. Smoking. Like this shit not illegal. Like you won't go to jail for this shit. Nobody wants to go to jail. But people do dumb shit to get caught to go to jail. And then complain about it. It's time to do better, people. It's time to work smarter, people. If you're going to do something you're not supposed to be doing, and I'm not telling anybody to go do anything illegal or something they're not supposed to be doing, but at least think 10 steps ahead before you even go do it. So you can think about all the outcomes and all the situations that can play out when you do this. And make sure you're prepared for it. It's King Hussle, man. I'm out of here. Hacker Stories. Make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms in the description. Make sure you go follow me on IG right now. Tap in with me, get y'all lessons. Simple lessons, basic lessons. How to make cash in your ass. Knowledge is power. ATM hack, card cracking. CPN, $600. Flat fee. You want unlimited gems, FaceTime one-on-one with me, $1,200. You're going to get everything. You want to book me out of town, $2,200. In person, unlimited gems. CPN, LLC, how to make cash in your ass. I'm going to tell you how to do all this shit. I'm going to show you how to make some money ASAP off the CPN that you wouldn't even have thought of. I'm really out here trying to help people. And it's time to win. So make sure y'all come tap in with me, man. Make sure you follow all my platforms. It's in the description right now because I'm doing giveaways all the time. Let's keep running these views up. Let's keep smashing them likes on all the videos. Let's keep commenting and let's keep growing this channel. Let's get this to 1 million plus subscribers and let's keep winning because I'm taking a lot of fans with me. Hussle Nation Empire is really finna take off. I'm looking for actors, rappers, actress, producers, cameraman, all that. We got to build this empire. We're going to build it the right way. I'm going to build my empire around the most solidest fans and the most solidest people who ready to work, the most solidest people, loyal people who willing to invest in themselves. I'm going to build this around y'all. I'm employing at least 50 to 100 people. So let's win. Tap in with me. This King Hussle. I'm out of here. Peace.